You think state government contracting is complicated? If so, you're not wrong. From state tech procurement to space defense war games, the Army's homeland mission, and even AI budgets, there's a lot happening right now that affects small businesses and government contractors like you. Today, we're going to break down 4 major updates every contractor needs to know. And trust me, this is info you'll want before your next bid. Welcome to your 3-minute government contractor playbook, where I'm going to cut through the noise and give you the government contracting news that you can use to compete, win, and grow. So let's dive into it. First up, State Technology Procurement. NASCIO 2025 report, Demystifying State Technology Procurement, shows just how outdated some processes are. Imagine streaming Netflix on dial-up. That's how slow some states move. For vendors, it's definitely frustrating. RFP responses can cost anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. States still use paper forms, and sometimes it feels like profit is treated like a dirty word. But here's the good news. NASCIO has recommendations for vendors. Learn each state's quirks, train your legal teams on public rules, and know the non-negotiables. Also, make sure to work with proposal writers and capture teams that actually know state regulations. Now, what about for the government side of the house? Well, they need to ditch the paper. They got to modernize and focus on best value instead of just the lowest cost. This is the bottom line for you. If you're seeing one state, you've only seen one state. There are 49 more opportunities waiting. Now let's head on over to space. Ever wonder how the Space Force decides what future battles are going to look like? Enter the Schriever Wargames, a massive simulation with 350 leaders, experts, and allies gaming out scenarios 10 years in the future. This year's focus is the Indo-Pacific and 5 new tech components for the Space Force. However, these components are all classified. What's new is now how we're learning and training with allies, not just inviting them, but co-developing capabilities. By 2027, these war games will be multinationally co-designed. For contractors, this means opportunity. Future space defense will be handed out hand in hand with allies, and companies who can plug into that ecosystem stand to benefit. Third shift, the Army is expanding its role in homeland defense. Forget just intercepting ICBMs in Alaska. The mission now includes drones, drone swarms, cruise missiles, hypersonics, and even Guam's missile defense grid. The Army's Space and Missile Defense Command is consolidating air and missile defense into one streamlined command. Think the Swiss Army knife instead of a messy toolbox. For innovators, this means that contracts for AI-enhanced defense systems, layered shields, and new technologies that counter emerging threats is a huge growth area. And finally, the Army is experimenting with tools like Camo GPT and Project Athena. Sound exciting, right? True, but here's the catch. It's expensive. Cloud costs, token usage, storage, it all adds up, and it adds up fast. That's why the Army CIO dropped this gem. Is it worth the squeeze? He actually said that. Translation is, don't throw AI at problems a spreadsheet can solve cheaper. Now, the Army is setting guardrails, focusing on where AI adds real value. For tech companies, this is your opening. If you can show how AI saves money without blowing up budgets, you're going to get attention. So here's the takeaway. Government contracting is evolving on every front. States are modernizing, Space Force is building coalitions, the Army is expanding its missions, and AI is being tested with discipline. For small businesses and contractors, this means one thing: opportunity. If you're willing to adapt, specialize, and stay ahead of the curve. And that's your 3-minute brief. These aren't just headlines, they're action signals. If you want to talk strategy, if you need help winning and growing inside of the government space, reach out to us at Squared Compass. We help businesses grow and succeed in government markets across the world. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss your next competitive edge. I'm going to see you next time.